Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Ian Explains. My name is Don Gibson. This week we're doing part 3 of our 5-part series on electrification. We have with us Curry M. Curry is our Director of Utilities for our Mid-Atlantic region. Now Curry is going to be talking about EV charging stations. So Curry, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
So Curry, we all know what electric vehicles are. And we all know what electric vehicle charging stations are. But can you tell us what is the infrastructure behind EV charging stations?
So it really is a good way to start from the end of the story, which is the EV charging station and being able to plug into your electric vehicle. The wiring needs to feed the station, and that's going to come from a meter. And that meter is where the utility company is going to be able to see how much demand is being used, when, and how much, and can provide billing.
Perfect. So EV charging station at a bus station, for example, is going to look a lot differently infrastructure-wise than, say, a couple of charging stations at your local department store.
Correct. And then a development with houses could be a very different solution as well. What type of vehicle? Is it going to be a Tesla? They have typically fast chargers. It's a very big demand.
So can I ask, who is driving the addition of these new charging stations?
A lot of the demand is through the Public Service Commission. They're the entity that helps regulate the utility companies and make sure that the money that you pay for your electric is being used to support the public. After that, it's really the big customers. The convenience stores are starting to request that chargers are installed as they put in new locations or are revamping their locations. They have recognized that this is a big demand. You have, a lot of conversations about places like car dealerships. You mentioned school buses. I mean, they have to park somewhere, and eventually those fleets will become EV chargers. The rest stops will be another big one that they will make sure that those are going to be installed there as well.
So how are charging stations going to change our lives?
I like to use the payphone versus the cell phone now. Back in the day, those payphones were everywhere. Today, we see gas stations everywhere. I think in our future, we're going to see that switch to EV chargers as the cell phone equivalent to the payphone. And I think that's going to happen when it becomes more convenient and it becomes more cost effective, when all of the incentives are there, and then when it becomes very difficult to be able to pump gas to your car.
And Curry, finally, how can Ian help utilities and other end users with this process?
Yeah, so we are really the conduit between the customer and the utility company. When that application comes in with the request to install an EV charger, we're going to take a look at that application. We're going to make sure that the information is correct and that is evaluated. We pick the size of the meter that you need. We make sure that the infrastructure is available, evaluating the load, the demands, the location, making the permits, filling out the permit applications, submitting them, really making sure that from the moment that the application is submitted all the way to the completion of the project, everything is gone smoothly. And the end of the day is when every single EV charger has a vehicle plugged into it, the electricity stays on.
So Curry, thanks again for joining us today and really giving us some better ideas surrounding EV charging stations.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Have a safe week, and for those of you watching online, feel free to like, share, or comment in order to be entered into a contest to win a free gift card. So Curry, thank you again.
Bye. Thank you.